If you are struggling doing what you would like to do, what you want to do, but for different reasons you decide not to do it, then this video might be for you. Because in this video, I invite you guys to do this practice with me. Play this game with me. It's transformative and eye-opening and potentially life-changing practice. And it's not supernatural. Everybody can do it. It's just simply starting to pay attention more and more and observe ourselves, our thoughts, how throughout the day we constantly censor ourselves, our thoughts, from expressing themselves. There are many times of the day, potentially, when we have interaction with other people, when we think certain thoughts and would like to express them, but we feel fear that we will either be rejected, shamed, judged, that might cause us to perhaps lose a job or get evicted or cause some sort of violence or conflict. And none of us want that. We don't want that. We're scared that it might happen. That's why we decide to shut ourselves down, to deny ourselves the freedom of speech, and to express our authentic feelings, how we actually feel and what we actually think, out of fear, not want to harm others or trigger others because how we feel and think. And these types of things happen a lot throughout people's day, many times, not just between when two people are interacting, but also other times as well. And so I invite you guys to start paying attention more and more to these moments. There's something that you would rather want to say, you're scared, and you decide not to do it. You decide to then play this safe version of you, the nicer version, the more likable version that people would not reject. Start paying attention to these moments, and you will be surprised how much they stack up per day, per week. And you might reach a point where you will get sick enough to, it will be difficult for you to keep doing this because of this, and you will acknowledge that, oh my God, I've been living this life of self-neglect and this fearful life, this fake life, pretending to be someone that I'm not necessarily am, and to decide to play this nice guy just to be liked, just to have this sense of belonging, because there is deep inside the trauma, and we don't want to be rejected. We want to experience and feel this oneness with others, and just to be liked and loved, which is a understandable desire. Out of fear we decide that, oh no, I cannot express this part of me, this shadow, or this perhaps less acknowledged and appreciated side of me that society is not ready to like fully take on, because people in society have not accepted themselves or accepted this same type of, you could say, shadow or dark side within themselves. That's why they also reject it within others, because it triggers them. We are so afraid to take these risks, to say things, think, oh, it will be terrible. We are so conditioned because of our childhood experience, when we were not nurtured enough, held enough, and accepted for our perhaps less nice traits and characteristics. And so, as small children, we were taught that we have to disown parts of ourselves. And when we live like this, it's getting more and more, year by year, to keep living like this. We're getting more sick, we're getting more unhappy, we have these emotional turmoils inside of us. It's just because there is pressure from within, wanting to be acknowledged, come outside, right? Being seen and recognized for what it is. And we have attachment often to certain outcomes, that we must have it, this control. And this control and attachment, it's connected to our lack of self-worth and insecurities and childhood wounds. And we think that if we don't have this outcome, then, well, it means that we suck. And when you have observed yourself again and again, that how you have been shutting down yourself, your authentic expression, then you might start to go from one extreme of spectrum, one side of pendulum, to the other side. And it's not necessary to go from one extreme to another, to like start sharing everything, like dark fantasies and shit, because let's be honest, we have all kinds of thoughts, like scary, fucked up thoughts. Like, it's not necessary to share like everything, but for some people it might happen, because often how we recenter ourselves or rebalance is we go from one extreme, from one spectrum to another, and then we return back to the center between the two poles of opposite polarities. But yeah, so some of you might just start to do the opposite and start to express your authentic selves more and more because of this observation practice, because you've had enough. You cannot live like this anymore. It's too much. It's like, it's so draining, it's so depressing, it's so contracting, and every time you say no to yourself, like your self-confidence is, it feels like shit, you know, and you don't want to live like this anymore. And then you'll start to practice owning what's inside, what you actually want to say. Take more risks. And you will be surprised that by taking more risks, you will also have more opportunities to experience a pleasurable moments in life. Not always, but you will start to experience them. So in summary, observe moments when you decide to not express your authentic self, your desires, what you actually want, your needs, instead trying to somehow manipulate and meet them through the back door, which is manipulation, through the hidden ways, and doing things so that other people would hopefully reciprocate and meet your needs, even though they don't know what your needs are often. So instead of that, just observe whenever you can how you're in these moments when you feel your pressure. There is anxiety, there is fear, there is like certain emotional attachment to certain outcome. These are the moments when most often there will be fear to like express yourself authentically, and then you might back down from doing that. You might be too scared because you don't want to be rejected, and you don't want to like experience a moment where this particular person would say no, and that would mean that you wouldn't meet your need through that particular person, you know. So observe that, and see how long you can keep living like this, consciously observing, and how does that make you feel when you observe this. I'm pretty sure that you will soon start to want to embody more of the bad boy or the shadow side that you've been suppressing for so long. This is called radical ownership. Bring out the full spectrum of who you are.